Honor has been quietly building a name for itself in the smartphone world over the past couple of years. Now, with the release of its competitively priced Honor 10, the Chinese manufacturer looks set to take aim at iPhone owners who might be considering an upgrade. In this article we see how the Honor 10 compares to the iPhone 8, and help you decide which one is worth your money. Price. At the recent launch event in London, it was revealed that the Android smartphone, which comes equipped with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, will cost a less than whopping £399 per $499. By contrast, the cheapest iPhone 8 will set you back £699 per $699. In fact, the Honor 10 is not only cheaper than the iPhone 8, but also the iPhone 7, £549 per $549, iPhone 6s, £449 per $449, and even the iPhone SE, £449 per $449, if you opt for the same amount of storage. In the UK, you can order the Honor 10 directly from Honor, or through mobile providers such as the Carphone Warehouse, whereas US customers can place their orders on Honor's American site. Of course, the iPhone 8 is available directly from Apple in the UK and USA, or pretty much any mobile provider. Check out our guides to the best iPhone 8 deals and best Honor 10 deals to see who has the most tempting offer on these models at the moment. Design. There are no notches or facial recognition cameras on this model, just the tried and tested layout that sees the home button, replete with Touch ID, beneath the display and those rather dated-looking chunky bezels adorning both ends. One change from the iPhone 7 is that the chassis now features a glass back, which in turn enables wireless charging to finally come to the platform. This does mean the new model is 10 grams heavier than its predecessor, but this is hardly noticeable in day-to-day use. The iPhone 8 is a premium build and will be a reliable workhorse for at least a couple of years. But, in the wake of the iPhone 10 and a number of newer Android models, it does seem more akin to a remnant of past glories rather than a truly modern handset. Plus, there's no headphone jack, which we still find disappointing. The Honor 10 comes from the same stable as the Huawei P20 and P20 Pro, mainly due to Huawei being its parent company, and as such has a fine pedigree behind it. Perhaps the most obvious difference between this and the iPhone 8 is the color of the body. Whereas Apple's offering bears the aluminium chassis with subtle variants of gold, silver, black or the bolder product, red, Honor has gone for a more striking visage thanks to multi-layered glass on the back which gives deep bluey purple tones or shimmery gray depending on the model you choose. The tall front panel also features a notch for the facial recognition camera, a la iPhone 10, and a fingerprint sensor that is under the glass, although not the display, in the slim chin at the base of the device. The latter is a cool idea, but in truth it proved to be temperamental in use. Whereas the iPhone 8 is solid and dependable, we have to admit that there's something a bit more exciting about the Honor 10. Dimensions: iPhone 8 to 138.4 by 67.3 by 7.3 mm, 148 grams. Honor 10 to 149.6 by 71.2 by 7.7 mm, 153 grams. Display: another regular fixture since the iPhone 6 was released back in September 2014 is a 4.7 inches Retina display. The panel in the iPhone 8 is the best of this type, as you'd expect, featuring Apple's True Tone technology that measures the ambient light in a room and delivers the most pleasing level of whiteness in the display. Basically, wherever you are, the iPhone screen is nice to look at. Honor has followed on from many high-end Android phones and installed a taller 5.84 inches, Full HD IPS LCD panel with a 19:9 aspect ratio. While it's not quite the visual splendor you'd find on AMOLED displays by Samsung or the iPhone X's OLED, it's still a very bright, colorful and spacious screen. The taller, widescreen panel on the Honor 10 lends itself particularly well to watching movies, but both handsets offer a very decent viewing experience. Cameras. One of the primary selling points of the Honor 10 is something the company is labeling an AI camera. The feature, which is optional, allows software to analyze your environment and give the color and detail a boost if it senses that the image will be rather underwhelming. In practice, this does return some excellent, vibrant pictures, but not always in the most accurate fashion. Essentially, it is a gimmicky name for what amounts to ramping up the saturation. The physical camera unit is a dual-lens combination, with a 16MP f1.8 sensor taking care of the color images, and rather unusually paired with a 24MP monochrome sensor that assists with dynamic range and the 2x zoom. It's a good setup that can take well-balanced images, although sadly there can be a lag in using the camera at times. iPhones have never suffered in that area and the 8 is no exception. Firing up the camera is near instant, and as we've grown to expect over the years, nearly all the shots you take will be good ones. There's only a solitary lens on offer, but it remains one of the most trustworthy tools in the iPhone arsenal. In terms of video, the iPhone 8 has the edge by being able to shoot 4K at 60 FPS, and capture slow-mo at 1080p and up to 240 FPS. The Honor 10 isn't too far behind, with 4K at 30 FPS and 1080p at 60 FPS, but it just can't match the visual capabilities of its rival. Apple has mastered the art of refining its models each year, putting a better chip in here, adding an upgraded camera unit there, so the iPhone 8 is exactly as you'd expect. It's slightly better than the iPhone 7 in nearly every way. This has posed the question of whether you will notice much improvement if you upgrade from the previous model. In truth, your gains will be small but useful, with the improved A11 Bionic chip, wireless charging, and increased storage options being top of the list. Those switching from an iPhone 6s, though, will notice a big step up in terms of performance and general spiffiness. The Honor 10 may be priced like a mid-level device, but many of its components are drawn from higher up the scale. At the heart is a Huawei Kirin 970 processor, which is the same as the one found in the much more expensive Huawei P20 Pro. The 128GB of storage is also a generous amount for any phone. Corners have been cut in a few places, as Bluetooth support only covers 4.2 rather than the 5.0 found on the iPhone 8, and the battery life can be a little short. These are a minor gripe though when you consider the price, as the Honor 10 delivers an impressive complement that wouldn't be out of place on a device costing a lot more. Here's a breakdown of the full specifications for both devices. iPhone 8, A11 Bionic processor chip with 64-bit architecture and M11 Motion coprocessor, 2GB RAM, 64GB or 256GB of storage, 4.7 inches Retina HD screen, 1334 by 750 at 326 pixels per inch, 1400 contrast ratio, 625 candelas per square meter max brightness, True Tone, 3D touch, 12MP rear facing camera, f1.8, 5x digital zoom, OIS, flash panorama up to 63MP, 4K video at up to 60 FPS, slow-mo video at 1080p and up to 240 FPS, 7MP front-facing camera, retina flash feature, 1080p video, 1821 mAh rechargeable battery, wired and wireless charging, fast charge. claimed battery life 12 hours. 2nd Gen Touch ID fingerprint sensor 802.11 AC Wi-Fi with MIMO, Bluetooth 5.0, NFC, GPS, Lightning port, no headphone jack, IP67 water and dust resistant, iOS 11.3 138.4mm by 67.3mm by 7.3mm, 148 grams. Honor 10, Android Oreo 8.1 with EMUI 8.15.84 inches, 2280x1080p IPS LCD, 432 pixels per inch. Huawei Kirin 970 Mali G72 MP12 GPU, 4GB RAM, 128GB non-expandable storage, 16MP f, 1.8 24MP monochrome, dual cameras, 24MP front-facing camera, 802.11 beep per gram, N-AC dual-band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.2 with aptX dual nano SIM, GPS, NFC, 3400 mAh, non-removable battery, 149.6 by 71.2 by 7.7mm, 153 grams.